So just a little recap of where things are at. If you saw last week's video, you know that we ran into a major septic problem. And to be specific, we had sewage backing up into our shower, up through the toilet and flooding the bathroom floor. So that night we ended up at a hotel, obviously. But then after learning about our troubles, my brother and his wife very generously invited us to come down to stay with them in Dallas for the weekend, where we had a really awesome time. And it was kind of an accident that we're not planning to be there then, but we were really glad that it worked out the way that it did because we were wanting to come down to visit them anyway. We also were able to go through, since we were in Texas, go and visit a Buc-ee's. And if you've never been to a Buc-ee's, then you really need to go because it's one of the funnest things ever. It's basically a gas station, truck stop, and convenience store on steroids and is super fun. So if you ever have the chance and you're going through Texas, by all means, even if you have to go off the beaten path, you should definitely go to Buc-ee's. And on that note, we're really excited because Springfield is getting one in December. So we're going to be regulars there. My kids love that place. So Monday morning, the septic guy had already been out and drained the septic, and he said that it looked great and we were good to go. But we got home about 5 o'clock Monday night and tried to start laundry, and the sewage started backing up again. So we went back to a hotel again. And then we called the plumber, and he was not able to come out until Tuesday night at 5 p.m. But 5 p.m. rolled around on Tuesday night, and that plumber was unable to come. So we got another plumber who came out at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night, and come to find out we had roots inside of our pipes, and he was able to chop them out and tell us how to solve that. And we finally have our plumbing problem solved for the time being. So hopefully now we have troubleshooted all of our problems and we can get back to our regular projects. Today has been gross day from beginning to end. We finally got the plumber out last night. Not the plumber who said he was going to come, but a different plumber. And the plumber who was going to come couldn't come because he also was doing a roof job. And it was supposed to rain today, so he had to stay on that roof and get that done. Oh, look at me. I look ghastly. This is life unfiltered, you guys. So he texted at 5 o'clock and said, I'm not going to make it tonight. So we called an emergency plumber. This guy was awesome. He came out in like 15 minutes. Turns out we had roots in our pipes, and he told us how to solve it. We just need to put salt down the pipes about once a month. But he removed the roots, and we have working plumbing after 4 nights in hotels. So now today was the cleanup day, and because the doggies were kind of here unattended and got gross after they've already been missing outside, and we haven't found a groomer yet. Nobody returns my calls. Nobody gets back to me about grooming them. So anyway, today I got to bathe both doggies, and because she'd been lost in the woods, Phoebe had mats. If you know anything about matted hair. So she got a little bum shave, and so I'm just keeping it as real as possible. But anyway, after that, I took on that downstairs bathroom that had flooded and cleaned it, and it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever had to do in my life. But sorry for the lighting. But let's just say it involved long gloves and mucker boots, and it was gross. Anyway, this is what I'm coming outside to do now because it reminds me why I'm here, and we're doing what we're doing. It's just absolutely gorgeous today. And I told Piper, every once in a while I say, what were we thinking? And then I look back on this, and I look out on this, and I look over at that, and I remember why we're here. So now I think we've got all of our troubleshooting done for this week, and hopefully the rest of this video will be fun stuff. Wednesday, after we got back from Dallas, I was eager to tackle some of the other projects. So after all of that dirty cleanup, and I was already dirty, I decided to start sanding down our dining table. I've been really eager to get our dining space figured out because family meals are a really big part of our lifestyle. and having an inadequate kitchen setup and a dining space that was really unusable has been making me nuts. So I did get that started, and as of completion of this video, I have not finished the table because I'm waiting for some supplies to come that I have ordered online. After I'd been sanding the table for quite a while, my hands ended up starting to go numb, so I needed a break from that. And I had also been feeling a little bit of success and progress with that. And you can see the table in the foreground is about halfway done. But I decided that I was brave enough to go ahead and take on taking out the posts in the surround of the entryway that has been driving me nuts since we got here. I have found that when I am intimidated by a project, I do better to start something else and get my enthusiasm and adrenaline going, like I said, and then usually I get bold enough to take on something that's a little bit more unknown. I'm not sure why I was intimidated by this one, but I think I was afraid of damaging the surround. And I did damage it a little bit, but I think the replacement is actually going to be better. You can see that I was having a hard time getting the posts out, so Max stepped in to kind of hammer at them a little bit for me. There were a lot of little bits of molding around these, and then once those were gone, it was actually really easy to remove the posts. You just had to be brave enough. And so I tried it this one, and you can see I kind of like chickened out and then moved on to the next little side one because I had removed one of those with just the crowbar. And then I went back to the other one, and it wasn't so bad. I just really needed to give it a good whack, and it came out just fine. It's kind of amazing to see how much better that space looks with all of that removed and more light coming in from the entry. And I'm going to do something different with those windows and paint that entry out too, so that'll also improve that more at a later date.
Hey yo, that's pretty huge.
When Rob and I flew out to Missouri to look for housing back in December, he kept bugging me to go to Bass Pro Shop, and I didn't understand why he was making such a big deal about it because we have a Bass Pro Shop in our own hometown until we got here. And I finally understood that Springfield, Missouri has what they call the granddaddy of Bass Pro Shops. It's the largest one in the world at 750,000 square feet that spans across 17 acres. It has several restaurants and an aquarium called Wonders of the World. It is pretty remarkable. Well, we finally got there on Monday night for our family home evening, and we had a really good time. And then afterward, we were able to check out a local favorite called Colton's Steakhouse and had a really nice evening out, which was good because it has been a long, hard work week. So here's just a little bit of fun from our week. Saturday, we lost nearly a whole day to running off to the home improvement store to get chicken wire to shore up the small animal pen that is off the barn. If you remember from another video, I was very adamant and arrogant saying that I was not going to go buy chicken wire and I was just going to make cheap wire work. Well, I was wrong and it didn't work. And Phoebe happens to be an escape artist who we should probably rename Houdini. So we went off to get some more chicken wire and we were able to shore it up a little bit better this time. So when I say that we lost a whole day, that's probably not a fair estimate because all in all, it was a really good day. We spent a lot of good time with each other and had a good time being outdoors, and we always enjoy that. What I meant was really just that I lost some time doing some of the interior projects that I really would have rather been doing. But like I said, it wasn't a loss because we were together. Rob was able to dig our fire pit a little bit deeper so that we were going to be able to have a fire that evening to burn some of our cardboard that we've received products from Amazon, and we bought new beds and TVs and things like that. So we pretty much had like a giant bonfire that night. So we really did have overall a really good day together. So there's no loss there. It's just kind of reprioritizing what it was that we wanted to get done that day. And so, yeah, now the pen is shored up and we had a good time together, and all in all, it was good things. So
You want me to cover your eyes? Oh, Mom, she's like covering her eyes.
that is a hot fire. Oh, what was that?
I don't know, but I just tinkled.
Stop. Oh, she's so cute to be fighting. Fire! Fire! Miles, fire! Fire! Okay. But you're too distracted. I want literally like this. I literally want like... Dance. Ruby, dance. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lacey, dance. Lacey, dance. I'm too lazy to get off my chair. Yeah. I'm too lazy to get off my chair, so I just am dancing on my chair. Oh, it's big. It's very hot right now. Mom, stay back. Lacey's a big. Oh, cover your eyes. Here, I'll cover your eyes. I'll cover your eyes. Will you? I don't know.
You may recall from another video that when we bought our new fridge, we realized after we'd already purchased it that it doesn't fit in our kitchen. The spot where the fridge goes in our kitchen is actually designed for like a 1960s fridge. So it's only 58 inches tall and 34 inches wide, which presents a big problem. So anyway, we store our fridge in our breezeway, which, as you can imagine, is a huge hassle, having to go in and out like that. But considering how tiny and inadequate our kitchen is, maybe it ends up kind of being a blessing, because we are seriously short of storage or a space to put storage in our kitchen. So not having the fridge there's actually been a huge challenge to find the right size storage for that spot. But I searched Facebook Marketplace forever and found this little baker's rack. And it's actually someone made over an entertainment center, and I just don't care at all for their paint job. But we were planning to paint our cabinets in our kitchen anyway, so we ended up just saying, okay, well, we'll just buy something that's kind of imperfect and make it what will work for us. So we started painting this out. Guys, I'm the laziest painter in the world. I don't like prepping. I don't like taping things off. I'm really bad about that kind of stuff because I just want to jump right into the project. So I love Heirloom Traditions all-in-one paint. And this isn't like an advertisement because I get nothing from them, unfortunately. But I use their paint for everything because it will literally paint over everything. It's a chalk paint with a built-in primer and polyurethane. And it's also, I think it's self-leveling because it hides a myriad of sins, brush strokes, and things like that. Once it cures, after about 48 hours, it's super smooth. So I've used it for everything, including like light switch covers and plastic and all kinds of things. So anyway, it doesn't require any sanding or prep. So I just jumped right in and got a base coat on this and finished the rest of it later in the afternoon, actually the evening. And I think it turned out pretty decent. So here it is a little bit more outfitted out with some items placed in it. This is not going to stay this way. I was just testing out some items. I mean, the microwave is going to stay there, but the rest of it's kind of up in the air. A little bit of a start on just so I could get a visual on the cabinet painting, and I'm definitely going to do the lowers in black. That was a kind of recent decision because black covers faster, and I'm getting tired of painting. And then also just like, here's a couple of the crazy objects we've been finding on our property. Kind of fun. We just find stuff all the time, and it's cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with the last couple of projects that we're working on. So my goals for this week are to finish the trim in the dining room, do a little bit more work on the stairs, refinish this dining table, and go ahead and frame out this little windowsill. So tune in next week to see how much progress we've made.